Well, hello and welcome back to the Simple Quilter. Me and Jared are here again today because Michelle asked us to do a topic on organizational things in your work area. And we'll kind of do it from our perspective. So we're going to give you some of our ideas and the way we do things, but if you guys have ideas too, put them in the comments.
What Mom asked us to do is come up with 5 organizational tips, and we each brought 5. I'm sure some of them are going to be pretty similar.
Mine are probably better, but
we'll find out. All right, you want to go first?
I'll go. Okay, we'll take turns.
No, you go ahead and go first.
Okay.
That's fine.
So my hobby is a little bit different because it requires me to have a little bit different workspace than what you might see in Michelle's quilt room. But the first thing that I gotta have, no matter what, and no matter what it might look like 10 minutes after I start, before I start, my bench has to be clean. There can't be nothing else on the bench except for the things that I'm going to use.
I like that. That's really good.
Well, maybe you'll learn something here along the way.
Well, I don't have that on my list, but I wish I did.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, you'll probably learn a lot.
So you have to start with a clean space.
Well, you start with a clean space and then only get out the tools you're going to need. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not so much tools, but the components that I would need.
Right.
Second thing, when it comes to your organizational things, everything has to have a place.
I have that.
If it's in your room and there's not a place for it, either make a place or get it out of your room. Because obviously if it's not important enough to have a place, it's not important enough to be in your room. Number 3, if it has a place and you're not using it, make sure it's there. That's why people are always like, I can't find my 10mm socket. You should have put it in its place and you'd be able to find it.
That's relatable.
Is that on your list?
I don't. I have a spot for everything on my list, but the 10mm socket thing, anybody that works with tools will understand that, because 10mm sockets are like the universal socket. You need them for everything.
So the other thing is, say you need more than, say you've got multiple spots for something. Okay, well, like I got one of my friends doesn't wear glasses, but he has to have readers. He has like 10 pairs of them because he has them in this spot, in this spot, in this spot, in the car, in the truck, at his house. So if you need that many, if you got that many spots for those, then put something in them. Number 4, when you're done with it, put it back. It's got a spot. You got it out of its spot, right? Because you needed to use it. When you're done with it, put it back in its spot. And the cool thing is, when you need it again, it'll still be there. And you won't have to look for it. You won't have to be like, now where'd that 10mm socket go? I know where it is because I put it back in its spot. Okay, number 5, and this is the most important organizational skill. If you need to borrow it, buy it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I don't mind loaning things, and usually now if I loan something to Jared, I want it back because might
be a year.
Yeah, but I don't really worry about it too much because I know where he lives. And if I need my 10mm socket back, and you borrowed it, right?
Hey, I brought your Manus Tiller back.
See there?
I brought it back today.
But I mean that's
Did you
different.
put it back where you got it?
No,
Did you put it back in a spot?
I gotta put it back after we're done.
Yeah, it has a spot.
I know.
Okay, all right.
It's gonna go back in its spot. I brought your fuel can back too.
Yeah, it has a spot too. So, anyways, if you need to borrow it, buy it.
So Dad had one that I also have on my list, and it's have a spot for everything. Because when something has a spot and you keep it there regularly, if it's not there, you'll notice when it's gone. So in my area, for my little workspace, I have a specialty thing that all my stuff goes into, and when I walk past it, I can immediately look at it and know if something's missing, which is really important.
That's a very good one. I'm proud of you for that, son.
Okay. So my next one is going to be, don't mix all your materials around and stuff. So I fly tie for fishing and stuff, and I have a whole bunch of different types of materials that are all very similar. If you get them mixed up, it's really, really difficult to get everything redone and back in its spot. It's like if I have a certain size of hook that's really similar to another size of hook, it's hard to get them all sorted back out. So it's better to just have everything in a little spot, don't get it all mixed up.
That's a good one right there.
I like that one.
So are you saying keep like items together?
Well, keep like items together and keep different items
apart.
Even if they're just a little bit different, keep them all separate.
See, what he's talking about is fish hooks.
Yeah.
To some people, a fish hook is, all my fish hooks are together. Mm-hmm. But for fly tying, you got like tens.
You got like at least half a dozen different sizes that all look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do that with sewing machine needles.
Okay, exactly.
They're all in the same container, but each in different compartments.
Exactly. So
there you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So then I've got have a well lit workstation. When you can see everything, it is a lot easier to keep organized. When everything is nice and bright, you don't have to worry about getting lost. Like even my fish hooks, like I was just talking about, you can lose them in a shadow. If you got the wrong color of table, you can lose them easy. And then I've got tackle boxes work well for small item storage. Well, what I use a lot of is it's like a 15 by, I don't know, it's like a 15 by 13 tackle box with a bunch of small compartments in it. And with the things I make, I fill up a compartment and I have little stickers on there that say what size of what is supposed to be where. So I have a whole bunch of small items, but each one of them still has a place for itself.
You should have brought that oak box I made for you.
So you label your containers.
Yeah, well, I have the tackle box in the first place, and then the extra thing I do is I put little labels on them. So it's not like, I wouldn't say labeling is a tip, because even if I didn't have the labels on there, I would know what's what because of the way I have it laid out. But the important part is that there is an individual space in the tackle box for each small item. And then the last one is clean up when you are done. And if you clean up when you're done, you don't have to worry about cleaning up when you start.
Well, that's like when you use it, put it back.
Well, yeah, but it's not quite the same, because
you're right.
I might have materials and tools strewn all over the place by the time I'm done. But if I pick everything up and put it back in everything's a little individual spot, everything is where it's supposed to be. And next time I want to sit down and tie flies or make jigs, whatever it is I'm doing, all I got to do is sit down and start working.
Yeah. I
don't have to pick everything up and worry about what the kids got into and see what everybody has messed with or anything I knocked off the table and lost. Everything is right where it's supposed to be, and all I got to do is start my work.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
I like that one a lot. That's probably my favorite one. That's why it's number 1 on the list, but it's clean up when you're done, so I thought I'd go through it last.
Well, my favorite one is my number 5.
What's your number 5 there?
If you have to borrow it, buy it.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good one.
But I didn't put mine in order from most important to least important.
I didn't either. It just kind of worked up.
They're all the same amount of important.
Yep. All right. I think that's going to sum it up for us on this one. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you leave comments. Mom likes to get the comments. Maybe give her your top 5 tips for organizational items.
There you go.
She might appreciate that. She always responds to comments and stuff. So, hope you guys enjoy this video. And as always, y'all be good.
And have fun quilting. I'm just going to get right to it.
So, before he does that...
Okay, I'll get right to it in a minute. Jared, quit messing up my video.
I'm sorry, man. Mom's back there being a guru.
It is one quilty quilt.
I think it needs to be a darker border.
Not me.
Oh, that's right, you did say that. I love that quilt.
I do too.
Now that's a quilt you can just toss around on the couch.
Oh yeah, tossing around quilt. That's it right there.
And on the, what'd y'all do to Milo?
Probably
Jared didn't pet him enough.
And I called him a dum-dum.
No, because you ate Smarties and didn't give him any.
I will say it's a lot more fun to watch the videos that we're in.
That was a good call there, Jared. How come Amy was never in any of them?
Amy doesn't want to be in them.
She don't?
No. I thought I had her talked into doing a video on sewing with kids and what not to do. Sewing with kids.
So with kids, that's what not to do.
Is that still recording? Because you need to leave that in there.